Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey there, guys. Steve Roy here, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. I know there are many shows out there, dad-related, fitness-related, health-related, all that good stuff. And the fact that you're spending your time listening to me means a lot. So I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't joined our free private Facebook group, I encourage you to do so. Head over to fitdadnation.com/community. You'll be taken to the Facebook page, answer a couple of questions, and be happy to have you. Great community of guys working together, trying to get one day better. So today I wanted to talk about something that a lot of us experience. Actually, too many. So, I've been working with dads for a very long time. I've been in this game for a very long time, and I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of excuses. I've heard a lot of reasons why we can't do things. And I was thinking about this, and I decided to put together a list of, and I'm just going to call them lies that we tell ourselves that keep us from being fit, healthy, and in the kind of shape that we certainly want to be in. And a lot of these, are bullshit. I would say that most of them are excuses, but they become lies to us. Like they start becoming truth to us, and we start to believe that this is the reason, or these are the reasons why we can't get fit, stay fit, be healthy, all of those things that are important. And so I'm going to go through them because there's a good chance that one or more will resonate with you. I know there are a few in here that I have certainly fallen victim to. I've used them as excuses. I've even believed some of them myself. And I want to kind of break them down and hopefully shed some light and maybe even, give you an aha moment where, you kind of wake up and say, you know what, he's right. This is just nothing but a lie. And, you can choose to believe it or you can choose not to believe it. But my hope is that you take away something from this show that helps you take action and move past some of the things that are holding you back. So first I'll say, because I've worked with a lot of middle-aged dads, 40s, 50s, and some late 30s, what I hear sometimes is, it's too late or I'm too old. So we start to believe this, it's too late for me. I'm 48 years old. I'm 65 pounds overweight. My numbers are off the charts. I'm diabetic. I'm a mess. It's just too late for me. And people really believe this. And therefore they do nothing and just say, fuck it. This is kind of where I'm at. I should have done this 20 years ago, but I didn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and live my life like this. And, I've had many clients over the years that were in their 60s, even 70s, just starting out for the first time. And honestly, and I believe this, even though, I've talked about this in the past and, I turned 50 last year. And things started to kind of go south for me physically. Just, I'm sure it wasn't tied to my age per se, but just what I've done to my body over the years. But age is a number. That's it. We've all seen those pictures of guys and women in their 60s and 70s and beyond that are in phenomenal shape. They just chose not to believe that they were too old. So just make sure that you understand that it's never too late to start. I don't care if you've never lifted a weight, you don't know the difference between protein, carbs, and fat, you don't know any of that stuff. That's okay. A lot of people don't. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you're starting. The important part is that you actually do get started doing something. Second up, and I've heard this, and this one kind of pisses me off. People say, well, this is just kind of the hand I was dealt. I was dealt all these obligations. I was dealt with all of these health problems. I'm over my head. I'm in debt. I have 3 jobs. This is kind of what life has given me. And I don't subscribe to that theory at all. I think that we are absolutely in control of our own destinies. And if we're in a position where we don't want to be, it's on us. I mean, we have made the choices that put us exactly where we are. I don't believe that we're dealt anything. There's a lot of things that I would like to improve in my life, and I absolutely know that it's on me. If I want to make those changes, that I have to do it myself. Nothing's going to be given to me. It's not going to fall out of the sky into my lap, and I wasn't given any particular hand by God or any higher power or anything else in the universe. It's all stuff that I've created, and the same goes for you. You weren't dealt anything. Sure, life happens, shit comes up. Of course, things are thrown at us, but it's in how we respond and how the choices that we make in response to that is what shapes our lives and, of course, our health. So, got to cut that one, off at the knees. Please don't use that. Anything you felt you were dealt, it's a direct correlation to all the choices that you've made. So if you're not happy with it, make different decisions. Number 3, this is a point that I make often with my guys, is my family comes first, and therefore, their needs are taken care of. I have a lot going on, and I don't have basically, I don't have anything left in the tank for me. So that's just what it is. I'm a family man, and family comes first. And I'm going to tell you this, right? And I have 2 daughters. You guys know this, and nothing more important to me in this world, not even close, than my girls. Of course, they're my entire world. But something I've come to realize, and it sounds selfish, but listen, motherfucker, you have to come first. I mean, you don't want to hear it, but absolutely. Does that mean that you're going to neglect your family so you can go to the gym and hang out? Of course not. But understand this. You can't be the absolute best father, husband, employee, employer, whatever, that you are capable of being if you're not taking care of yourself. You just can't operate at your highest level if you're not exercising consistently, if you're eating subpar foods, if you're eating just junk, whatever, right? You just can't. You can't operate at your best. It's not possible, right? We have to be taking good care of our bodies. We are what we eat, right? So if we're eating really healthy foods and taking care of our bodies, it's going to reward us, and we're going to feel better. We're going to have more energy. We're going to have more confidence. We're going to make better decisions. We're going to be just better parents. We're going to be better husbands, better lovers. All those things come with very good health, and very good health comes from those decisions to take care of yourself first, not last. Okay? Stop being a fucking martyr and putting everything out there and using that as your crutch as to why you don't have your shit together with your health and fitness. Okay? It's a huge, huge issue. And it's something that I can't stress enough. It's extremely important that you put your health and your wellness, mental and physical, first. Then let everything else trickle down, and it will improve your life drastically in every single area. I've seen it over and over and over. It's happened to me many, many times as I've gone up and down with my own health through different things. Please understand this. Take care of yourself first. Everything will get better. Okay? Next, I will say something that guys start to believe is, listen, I just don't have the motivation, right? I don't have a strong enough reason or why to do this, and they let that dictate their actions and ultimately do nothing, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're telling me that you don't have a strong enough motivation or a strong enough reason to be fit and healthy and be living, a vibrant life, I'll tell you that you're not trying hard enough. Everybody has a deep, emotionally powerful reason to take care of themselves and to feel and look good. You just haven't found it because you're not doing the fucking work that is required for you to get there. If your brain is always on something else, you're listening to music in the car or a podcast, or you get home and you're with your kids and your wife, and then after they go to bed, you're on your computer or watching Netflix or whatever. You never have the time to sit and think about the things that are truly important to you when it comes to your health and fitness. And this is extremely common because, us as dads, we have way more to do than we have time. We're always seemingly one step behind. And so it's not uncommon to just go years and years and years without truly thinking about this stuff. And I've talked about this recently on other shows, but you have to take that time, do the work on yourself to figure out what it is that's going to get you up in the morning and do the shit that you don't want to do, because your body's used to doing a certain amount of work. You're used to the same food. You're comfortable. You like where you're at. Your body does anyway. You might not look like what you see in the mirror, but your body's happy eating McDonald's a couple times a week, drinking that big Starbucks latte, right? Working out occasionally, maybe going for a walk or a jog once in a while, right? But your body doesn't want to get up every single morning when it's dark, before work, when you just really want to be sleeping, to hit the weights for 30 minutes, right? It doesn't want to start making those better decisions when it comes to eating healthier and having eggs and fruit instead of, a croissant or what you're typically used to. It's going to fight you the whole way. And it's going to be your driving motivation, the deep intrinsic why. That's what's going to get you moving. And if you don't know that, it can't help you. So you have to find that. You have to dig deep. You have to do the self-work. You have to get inside your head. And one way that I would tell you to do that is spend some time away by yourself in nature, no phone, go for a walk, make sure there's nobody around, no distractions. You have to leave your phone in the car so you're not tempted, because chances are you will start looking on social media or whatever. I do it too all the time. And just let your mind start wandering and start truly thinking about, okay, I feel like shit all the time. My sleep is terrible. I'm snoring all the time. My wife is driving, she fucking hates it because I'm snoring. My sex drive is way down. I'm not very energetic throughout the day. I'm fucking tired. And I'm just sick of feeling like a fat piece of shit, right? We have these thoughts all the time, but you're not doing anything about it. And again, you have to find the reason why you're going to make those changes, because there are changes that are going to have to be made. And if you don't truly understand the reason why it's important to you, it's not going to be important to you. You're just going to go back to what you're doing before. So please understand that. Okay. This is something funny too, is when someone says, I've never been fit. I've got this certain body type. I'm kind of, they call it endomorph. I'm chubby all around, just kind of big boned. My family's all overweight. Everybody's not very healthy. Most of my family dies at a young age. This is kind of where I'm at, right? I don't think there's a lot I can do. And people do get trapped in this mindset, right? Absolutely. And I've seen it. I actually wrote an article a few years ago about how to train and how to eat as an endomorph, which just gave some ideas for people that tend to struggle with carrying a lot of extra weight. And it's become incredibly popular. It's received hundreds of thousands of views and reads, and it's because people are searching for this stuff, And I would say that a body type, is it a thing? Sure. Is it really like a thing that can hold you back? I don't think so, right? I would say, I would classify myself as a hard gainer, as an ectomorph, which is somebody that's typically has smaller bones, thinner wrists. Tends to carry a lot less body fat. It's harder to put on weight, right? I spent many, many years like that. My nickname was a stick man because I was rail thin for years and years and years and years. But that doesn't dictate what I can do, who I can become, how fit I can be. And so if you're just saying that, oh shit, I'm kind of the fat guy, or I'm kind of the chubby guy, and that's just my body type. Sure, yeah, that's your body type, but can you change it? Absolutely. Genetics, of course, play a role in this, right? But in my experience, a much bigger issue is your lifestyle and your environment, right? You can change both of those right now. How are you living your life? Your lifestyle is going to dictate all of this stuff, right? How active you are, how much sitting you're doing, how much sleep you're getting, how much stress you have, right? The types of things you're putting into your body, right? The type of stresses you're putting on your body, right? And then your environment, of course. If you're around sickly, fat, unhealthy people that are dragging you down, yes, of course, it's going to be very hard to get out. So sometimes you have to change your environment, become somebody that goes out and looks for help in other ways, right? Which is why we do pretty much everything in the Fit Dad Nation inside of groups, is because a lot of men don't have that. They need that external feedback, and they need to get out of their own inner circle and get into a group of like-minded, positive people that are trying to actually better themselves instead of the opposite, right? So if you're stuck in this thing, it is hard. I'm not saying that it's not, but please don't start believing that you're stuck, because you absolutely are not. Next, it's funny because I've sent out surveys over the years to my different email list, to different Facebook groups, different groups. I've had thousands and thousands and thousands of responses. And one thing that I saw a lot was, I just can't stay consistent enough to get results, right? And people start to believe this as truth of like, I'm too fucking busy, right? Like I have so many things going on and life gets in the way so much that it doesn't make sense, because I start something and then I have to stop. Start something, then I have to stop. And you guys know, and I've said it before, consistency is king, right? As long as you're pushing yourself in the right direction, even if it's minimal training, if you're taking care of your eating, at least 80% of the time you're eating pretty good foods, consistency is the king here. You will see results. But on the flip side, that's one of the hardest things, right? It can be very hard to get started, yes, but it's even harder to stay the course when your life throws curveballs at you and you start to tell yourself, what's the point? Because as soon as I get started, something else is going to happen. Kid's going to get sick. Sports is going to come up again this season, or whatever it is. There's a million things that could be going through your head as to why you're not able to stay consistent, right? Can't afford the gym, or it goes on and on. But I'm here to tell you, consistency is at the very, very top of your list. And so you have to find a way to become consistent with a few things, no matter what. And if that means doing 10-minute workouts, that's just fine. If that means just eliminating soda, that's just fine. Whatever it is, but it has to be consistent. You can't be for a week or 2 weeks, which is how most people think in short-term blocks, right? I'm just going to diet for 30 days. I'm going to diet for 60 days. I'm going to do this program that lasts 8 weeks, right? And then as soon as that's over, that time block, they move on and many times go and revert back to how they were doing, because that's what they know, that's what they're comfortable with, even though they know it's not necessarily the healthiest thing, but that's what their body is comfortable with. But you have to get consistent with a few basic habits, get into the gym, do bodyweight training at home, whatever it is, push yourself a little bit. And again, I don't care if it's 10 minutes a day. Everybody has 10 minutes a day to exercise. Everybody. Busiest people in the world exercise. Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the busiest men on the planet. If you know anything about him, you see his schedule. He's crazy. He's flying everywhere. He's got multiple businesses. He's on the street talking to people. He's everywhere all the time. Yet he finds time every day to exercise because he knows how important it is to his optimal performance. And, none of us, most of us aren't Vaynerchuks, right? We don't have that lifestyle. We don't have that energy. We don't have the need for all of that. But we still have to understand how important this is just for us as regular dads, because we want to be healthy. We want to live longer. We want to live better. We want to look better. We want to feel better. And those things can't happen without consistency. And that leads into my next point of, I don't see results no matter what I do. So what's the point, right? People honestly believe, I've heard this many times from men and women over the years, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight, right? And they truly believe this. And people start to believe that, why am I going to continue to try to struggle, cut out all the foods I love, eat rabbit food, go to the gym when I fucking hate it? Why am I going to continue to do all of that if I don't get results, right? And I totally understand it. I mean, that's just like, you're just banging your head against a wall. If it doesn't work, why the fuck are you going to keep doing it, right? Yeah, I got it. The problem is, there's very few instances, like unless you have some kind of medical anomaly, where you literally can't lose weight, which is extremely rare. Most of the time, vast majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's just because you're not doing the right things consistently enough, meaning you're not eating the right quality foods, you're not eating in a calorie deficit, you're not pushing your body where it needs to be pushed, you're not eating enough protein, you're not drinking enough water, you're not getting enough sleep, right? On a consistent basis to see it, right? You can't just change everything or a few things even for a week or 2 or 3 or 4 and think that everything is going to be better and you're going to have this radical transformation. It doesn't work like that. Some people, it takes much longer than that. But I promise you, if you start doing the right things and just following the basics of good health and fitness, you will see results, but you have to fucking stop quitting. You have to stop quitting. That's killing you. You can and will see results, but you won't if you're not doing the right things day in and day out. Give it time, not a week, not a month. Commit to 6 months, right? Think long term. This is about your life. This is about getting better. Okay? Extremely, extremely important, guys. Okay? And then I would say, let's see, the last one I have here on this list is, one of my least favorite excuses. I guess I've alluded to this in other points, but it's basically saying, you know what? I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to take care of myself. And we get so caught up in our heads and trying to analyze and we believe that we're so busy that it's a legitimate reason not to be fit. And I've had this conversation with a lot of men, a lot of clients. They actually believe, you just fool your brain into believing that you're so busy that it just can't happen. I can't spend the time in the gym. I can't meal prep. I can't be cooking all these meals. I can't be taking 20 minutes to eat my salad when it takes 2 minutes to eat a cheeseburger, right? Just all of these things become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I promise you, you do have enough time for all of this and much, much more. It's just you're not prioritizing it, number one. Number two is you don't know how to fucking plan. Work on that shit. There's a book called The One Thing. I can't think of the guy's name who wrote it right off the top of my head. I think it's Gary Keller, I believe, but it's on my shelf. That helped me with kind of prioritizing my day. But I promise you, you have enough time. You have to prioritize it. And again, this kind of translates back into you having a strong enough reason why. That's going to help with your priorities, right? If you're trying to do something specific, you want to be at a certain weight or you want to be in a certain shape for a certain event, right? Those are short-term motivations. But you have to prioritize the things that are going to change your life, going to change your health. Okay, please stop using time, too many obligations, too much going on. Okay, we're all busy men. Some of us, of course, are busier than others. But at the end of the day, it's just prioritizing the things that matter most. And for some guys, health is at the bottom or somewhere in the middle. And again, I'm not here to beat you up. If that's where it is and you're okay with that, fine. That's your prerogative. That's your life. I can't tell you that you need to be healthy. That comes from you. But if you're not happy with your health and your body and all those other things that go with it, then yes, you have to make a change and start by prioritizing your health. Okay, guys? Hopefully this helped you. Hopefully at least one thing here hit you on the head and woke you the fuck up. If you guys need anything at all, if you ever have any questions, you want to have a conversation, you need anything here, I really try to keep myself available for my guys. So please reach out anytime. Find me on social at the Fit Dad Nation. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.